turn down my AC a little bit. Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel, Ron's Keto Cafe, and I'm Ron. If you're new, welcome. If you're a returning member, welcome back. And if you're a new member, could you please share, like, and smash that subscribe button? It definitely helps the channel. And as always, before we get started, not a medical doctor, don't make any medical claims. This is all based on my own personal journey. So please do your homework first. Sorry about that. A little itch. But yeah, so anyways, today is September 9th. It is, I think it's week 207 or 208, it's maybe 209, I don't know, whatever. But I'll post a little bit of a shorter video tomorrow and middle part of the week. So just letting you know how it's going. Today is Monday. I went out for a small walk this morning. Uh, 65 degrees this morning. Right now it's around 68. It's a beautiful day in our city. So Donna has another afternoon appointment today. She's got an appointment tomorrow. Today she's in Jason City again in Pittsburgh doing her kidney treatment today. And yeah, every 2 weeks they got to bring it down here. Sometimes 3 days. One day in July, then she had to go 5 days over here for that. So it is what it is, just taking every day as good Lord gives it to me. And today is a good day. I get up this morning, had breakfast, went for a walk. Here I am. So what do we got going on? Well, we got a rebranded channel. I formerly Ron's Keto, well, actually Keto Cooking with Ron. I changed the name to Low Carb Recipes with Ron, and the reason for that is because I wanted to uh, give you guys more variety of meals that you can have if you're trying to lose weight, or stay on track, or some cases like I am. It's been really, really tough on me and Donna right now. We're going through a crisis, I would say, with inflation and everything. And I applied for the SNAP program. Probably should hear back from them before the end of the week. What that is, it's like it's food stamps basically, so you can get, you can add it into your groceries. But I never got it before. I don't expect this to be any different, but you never know. But she told me when she did the online interview with me, and I did it over the phone. She said, I want you to take all your bills, your medical bills, and put them all in there with the case number. And I wanted the place where I took Donna. The bill was $190,000. And we're responsible for about 5,000 of that. But I didn't pay any of it. I can't afford it. It is what it is. But we came very close to running out of food this past month. We only had like 2 meals left before I got my check, and I don't like living like that. So I'm still planning on loading up the freezer before the end of the month, and I'm planning on picking up a food saver, and I'm going to start bulking my meat and start creating some meals for you guys so that you guys can enjoy what we to help you guys out to lose weight. And I just got to put my phone up over here so I can see who's online. Hey, Jonathan, how you doing this morning? Yeah, so I'm in the chat car this morning, and actually it's noontime about, yeah, okay, there we go. I just wanted a straight video. And so today Donna's got an appointment, and it's about a 3-hour appointment. Every other Monday I got to be here. Tomorrow she's got to follow up with the kidney doctor tomorrow. She's been feeling really good. Last couple of nights she hasn't been sleeping that well, and you know, well, we live in an apartment, and a lot of times the apartment is noisy with the kids and everything like that, because we got kids that live adjacent to us. And she's got a 2 or 3 year old kid that likes to bang him with his feet a lot and stuff like that. And but at the end of the day, we got a roof over our head. We got another roof over our head for another 30 more days. I just barely broke rent this month, and yeah, it's been awful there. So I don't know. I'm just taking one day at a time. Now today, after we leave here, I'm planning on going down to the grocery store and picking up some fresh fruit, because I want to make some ice cream videos. But I got a ice cream ninja. They call it a Ninja Mini, and a creamy actually. And so what I want to do I want to make a series of videos for this channel, and as well as Ron's Keto Cafe. And for the new channel, Low Carb Recipes at Ron, because the reason why I'm switching over to low carb recipes from keto is because on the ketogenic lifestyle, you're very restrictive on what you can eat. And if you're doing true keto, you're only allowed to have so many grams a day of carbs. And a lot of times they go over the carbs because they have to fall off of my budget. So that's why, I want to go to a more balanced weight loss program. So if I want to incorporate some Weight Watcher meals and that sort of thing, because Weight Watchers, you can have regular bread, but you got to go according to your point total and all that stuff there. So we're gonna do a little bit of that. We're gonna stay with keto, and we're gonna do some egg fasting. We're gonna do some beef butter and egg fasting, and that'll be on both channels. It'll be on Low Carb Recipes with Ron and uh, Ron's Keto Cafe. Now on Low Carb Recipes with Ron, that channel name was Keto Cooking with Ron, so I changed that channel. I'm hoping it's showing up. So basically, because I had changed it today, I think before it shows up on my end, it takes 24 hours or maybe even a couple of days for it to show up to where I can customize it a little bit better. So just be patient with me with that. I got 330 subscribers on that, and I didn't want to start a whole new channel, so I got rid of a whole bunch of other channels that I wasn't using. Now I just got 3 channels, basically that channel, this channel, and Mr. Ron that I use just for when I surface the internet. But I'm really, really trying. I, I, I'm right where I should be with the kind of weight. I still feel like I'm a little bit too heavy right now. Um, my primary goal right now is to get down to about 240, and I'm going to cap it off at that. And I felt comfortable with that weight. To reach that particular weight scale, I need to lose another 15 pounds. That's pretty much easy to do. The problem is keeping it off, and maintaining it. And that's where the problem has been, because, when I have to buy, like this past month alone there, I had to eat spaghetti 4 times because we didn't have it in our budget. And it's been terrible. My sister helped me out with a little bit of cash this month. And I don't know. It's just that every time I go in, oh yeah, I noticed I bought some this past week, right? I bought some of these beef burgers up Donner, and I like. They're 100% all beef patties. You get like 4, 8, yeah, you get 12 in the box, and it was like $15 for the last couple of months. And now, because we're jumping into the fall, now all of a sudden it's $3 more. It's like $18. It's like, what the heck? You know? So, I mean, and this is what we're dealing with. So, and another thing I want to get is a food saver, because I've been asking my friends on Facebook if they have one. And let me know if you have one, because, QVC has a lot of great stuff on there, but I want to pay cash for it. And, I want to start getting meat in bulk. Now, we don't have a Costco's in our area or a Sam's Club, but we do got a BJ's Wholesale, which is basically almost the same thing. So I can buy a lot of my meats bulk, and I can even go to some of our local grocery stores and buy them in bulk. Because when you can buy a family pack of meat, you save a little bit of money. But the problem is freezing it without the freezer burn. So when you cut your package of meat, I saw one lady, she took it, she wrapped it up in aluminum foil, and then she put it in the Ziploc bags. And then I saw another lady do basically the same thing, and then she put it in the food saver bags, and she marked it with a marker and a magic marker, and with the date and the meat and what it was. And so again, she said, you can go to the store and you can buy yourself a half a dozen rotisserie chickens that are already fully cooked, and debone them, and just kind of like you separate the meat according to what you want, make nice soups out of them and stuff like that, or chicken pot pies or whatever. And then of course, if you date it, and then if you're using a freezer food saver, the food saver will have your meat will last up to a year or more, and without getting freezer burn. So I'm looking forward to all that. And so let me take a break for a minute. And my wife's got she left a bottle of water in the car, so I can have some water. But so last month I did 105 miles of walking. It was a frenzy walking. It was like 2 days out of the whole month I didn't go walking. I said, I don't believe these people. The guy cuts right into the damn place where it's not even a place to cut into. Oh, yeah. There's a walkway you're supposed to walk over here, and you're supposed to drive around. Well, this guy's he drives right up on the walkway and drives that way because he's too lazy to drive the car around. I mean, so when I did 105 miles of walking, I almost got clipped off twice. And the same day that I almost got clipped off, I saw a lady walking ahead of me, and a car ran two red lights, and two car. Oh yeah, one lane on the left was already stopped, and the guy went this way and this way, and everybody coming this way, which just as the light was changing, he came whiskers of hitting and getting killed. And I see this all the time. People running red lights, people running stop signs, people not stopping for pedestrians. It's a crazy world out there. And I like to do a lot of walking, street walking. And so I went down to our local Walmarts this past weekend in our city there, and they're totally renovating the store. Over half the shelves were empty, and the other shelves, I couldn't find anything. And I asked the clerk, I said, you know what they do with the cat food? She said, oh, we moved it way down at the other end of the store. And I looked at it and I goes, I'm not going down there. I got so pissed off, I left the carriage right in the middle of the store. And my aunt told me, yeah, she did the same thing. And I said, well, you know what? I will support that Walmart's, but I'll go back there when the store renovation project is complete, because I was talking when I went to the one up in Lunenburg, which is a few cities over from where I live. He told me they're going to be doing the same thing there in a couple of years. So, but at least they get a couple of years heads up start. So when I go to these stores and they're renovating the store because they want you to, look for something, and then they're going to buy something that you might not have bought. And this is the con game that they play with the people that shop at their stores. And then I noticed also when I went to Kohl's this past week, it was all self checkout now. So they only had one clerk working that area to help people that don't know how to do that. And I'm pretty sure eventually all the stores are going to be like that, because supposedly we got a new Amazon that's coming into our city. The store's already built. We have about 12 Amazons coming into Massachusetts, but none of them are online yet, and they're supposed to be grocery stores. And so how that's going to work is you're going to get, I don't know if you're familiar with all these, but all these, you get a grocery carriage, you put 25 cents in the carriage, and you get your items, and you go to the register, and they check you out, and you get your quarterback. Well, I don't think that might work that way, but I know from what I saw on YouTube videos, you're gonna buy your items, you're gonna put it in your carriage, and you're gonna scan your item on your carriage, and you're gonna pay for it right there on your carriage. You're gonna probably sign in with a password and the user's name that you'll have to set up and pay for it, with your debit card or your credit card or your EBT card if you got one of those. But it'll be pretty interesting. I can see a lot of advantages in doing that. But at the same time, you got people that fall within, the elderly range that, might struggle with some of that, might not feel comfortable doing that way. And, like our local market basket right now, they check out for you. They do the bagging for you. And I noticed that Hannaford's, when I go to Hannaford's, they have one whole, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4. And then they got 10 registers set up like this, and they're all self-checkout where you bag and do your groceries yourself. But what I have a problem with when I go do that particular system, if I have fruit, then a lot of times I'll ask the girl to come over. How do I picked up some corn the other day. This is maybe a few weeks ago, and they were on sale for like 2 for $1. So I got 3 corn. And I go, how do I do this? And she said, you got to go to produce and type in corn in the search and how many you have. And when I clicked on the amount, it showed 3, and it gave it to me at 67 cents. I think it was 3 for 2. Yeah, it was 2 for $3, 50 cents each it was. And then so it was $1.50. That's what it was. And so it was pretty interesting. But sometimes they get confused, and at least as long as they got one person there to help you out if you get stuck, it won't be so bad. But I think the whole idea behind the stores doing that is because they can use those people towards another area of the store, and there's less people that they got to hire at the other end. But I get so riled up when I see that, and when I go into a couple of different stores this past summer, actually 3 different stores, I noticed Target did that, Kohl's did that, and now Walmart's is doing that. They're completely changing their layout. So let me know if that's happening to you guys in your area, and how do you deal with it? Because I get so mad, and I just walk out of the stores. I like to, when I go to Walmart's, for instance, that Walmart's has been there for like 5 years now. I figured it must have been about time for them to renovate the store area. I knew where everything was. And most of the time, I had to go to the other Walmart's, because this Walmart's is always out of the stuff that Donna and I buy. So when I go into the store and I can't find anything, I get, oh my God, I can't deal with this anymore. Let me out of here. And a lot of times, 90, not I would say about 70% of the stuff that I get online anyways. And this is why a lot of those retailers are hurting right now, because everybody's doing their shopping online because it's more convenient. You don't have to deal with the lines. My neighbor across the hall, he gets all his groceries ordered, and they bring them right to his door. He doesn't have to even go out of the house. Yeah, they don't have a vehicle, but I told my wife, I said, and I'm very, very good friends with them. And I go, hey, look, anytime you need a ride, just don't be afraid to get a hold of me, and we'll be happy to help you out. But I don't want to make a habit of it. But an ongoing thing. But once in a while, if you can't don't want to wait, I'm there to help you out. So what do we got going on this week? Besides continuing on with the new name channel, I'm going to be recycling many of my older videos that I did on Ron's Keto Cafe that I never put up on that channel, and I'll put them up there, probably with new thumbnails and a new title, and the ones that I'm happy with. I must have had about 1,000 videos, really honest. So I'm going to probably do my Shackles playlist first, and I got like 90 some odd chapel videos that I can just, it's simple enough to edit out. There's many of them are under 3 or 4 minutes. Some I have voice, some I don't have voice. One of my chapel recipes that I have up on that particular channel, that has over 10,600 video views on it. And I said to myself, boy, if every one of those 10,000 video views, if everyone would have subscribed to my channel, I wouldn't have to worry about money anymore. Because once you hit a certain amount of subscribers and watch time hours, YouTube actually starts paying you. But I didn't want the new channel name to be worried about being monetized or anything like that. I just wanted a clean channel with clean recipes, not so much keto, but just regular recipes and some regular recipes, because I do make stuff every now and then for my wife, and she doesn't do keto or weight loss, and and if I put those type of meals up there, and then I get a lot of heat from people, and I don't want that anymore. And so that's why I changed the name from Keto Cooking with Ron to low carb recipes with Ron, and that way, dear, it'll open up more people to come over to the channel and subscribe to it, and hopefully like my video. So, like I said, if there's anything you guys want me to make, I'll be happy to make it. This past weekend, I didn't even film it out, but we made a nice roast beef. I bought a good sized chuck roast and some bag of carrots and onion, and I just threw it all in the crock pot, and I let it cook for about 6 hours, and it came out fork tender. And I threw some fresh garlic in it, and it was really, really good. And then Donna and I finished it up today, and yeah, so we got the Johnny Appleseed Parade coming up on Sunday. It's Johnny Appleseed was a little fellow in Leominster back 250 years ago. He was born in the city, and went around the countryside planting apples, not just here, all over the United States. And oh, look at that, a rabbit running across this. That's pretty cool. You got a rabbit running across to the hospital. Bugs Bunny. Yeah, so Johnny Appleseed, he's a local legend in our area. He didn't live in Leominster or grow up in Leominster, but he was born here. And so they're having a huge parade Sunday. From what I understand, I'm not going to be in the parade. Maybe I would have liked to if they would have asked me, but I don't want to have anything to do with the city anymore as far as that particular thing goes. I've been most upset about a lot of things. And yeah, and then Saturday we have the Johnny Appleseed Festival. They start at 9 in the morning and it goes to 5 in the afternoon. The governor of our state is supposed to be down here that day. And they got entertainment all day, and then of course apple crisp, and they got over 300 vendors set up, so it should be really good. And then Friday night they have a food truck festival. I don't care about that because, first of all, a lot of that food is fatty foods, and I'm trying to lay off of the fatty foods, and so I do the charity on Friday nights at the parish. And yeah, speaking of the parish, hey, my wife finally won Friday night, huh? I couldn't believe it. I'm sitting down talking to her. She was waiting all night long, and she needed N45 for the winner take all for $500. She called 44. She didn't get it. And then a few games later, she finally got in for B10, and there was only 2 Bs out, and you needed the B. and she called B5, and I goes, oh, here we go again. And then I looked up and it was B10. I had to call another worker over there to read it off for her because a spouse is not supposed to read off somebody else's card. But bingo, I don't get that because everything's all electronic. And my friend Alden went up to pay her out. That was the first time my wife won anything there in that place since April. And we go down there every Friday night and support the parish. But it's a night out. It's fun. Our budget is only around $30 what we spend every night that my wife spends, and I see people spending $500-600 a night over there. I don't know how they get the money for that, but hey, I guess whatever floats your boat. But yeah, and then my friend Jimmy was telling me, yeah, Ron, you think that's bad? You ought to come up to New Hampshire to play bingo. I said, why? I goes, there's a lady up in New Hampshire. She spends $2,000 a night on the charity tickets, and she goes 7 nights a week. And I said, well, she must be loaded. Either that, or her husband doesn't know how much she's spending or doesn't care. But there's some people that are well off. I mean, Donna and I just happen not to be one of them. I mean, we're getting by, but we're just barely getting by. So I'm just taking one day as God gives it to me and hope today is better than yesterday and tomorrow better than today. And that's how I'm approaching life right now. Excuse me. Just seeing who's on there. I'm in there. You lost. Okay, carnivore in 5 weeks. Good for you, Jonathan. I lost 30 pounds on carnivore diet. Yeah, I've been doing carnivore once in a while. I watch, I don't know if you guys know Anita from the Ketogenic Woman. She does carnivore now. I saw her video. She posts a new video every Sunday night. She goes live around 7 o'clock. And she's interviewed me before. She interviewed me back around September of last year. And I was only, at that point, I only had like 300 subscribers. Now I got like over 1,900. And she does carnivore. Now she did keto, and now she went from keto to carnivore. The carnivore is great. It's really what she said about it. It was the proper human diet to where it's all basically a meat-based program where you can have meat. Very very hardly any dairy, but you all plant-based anyways. But you can have coffee, tea, that sort of thing. But problem with the coffee and the tea, I have to have my monk fruit in it in the morning for a little bit of a sweetener, and I always have to have a little bit of light cream in it, and that's how I've always drinking my coffee in the morning, or half and half cream. I tried the heavy cream coffee. I didn't care for it, but yeah. So I don't know. See what happens with all that. But I'm just waiting to. It's been my wife's been in for now. It's been a half an hour now since she's been in there. She won't be out of there now at 2 o'clock. I feel so bad for her. She's going through a hell of a lot. People that have to do that. My friend Wanda there, she's talked to me plenty of times, and I was down here a few weeks ago and I saw her getting out of her car. She goes, she comes down here for the same thing, and basically all it is, it has to do with your kidneys, and your kidneys have to be a certain number that they look for. In other words, my wife has to be above 10. And when that number drops down below 10, it has to do with your white and red blood cells, and it all has to do with your kidneys. And if it drops down too low, it was causing a lot of issues with her in July, and she was falling down a lot. I would come walking and find her on the floor. And I went through a lot with her that month. And then until they found out, she needed some iron. So I brought her down here for 5 visits, and they gave her an iron injection for five straight days. And then they finally got a level count up higher. And then when the final day when she needed an infusion shot, they couldn't do it because her blood pressure was high. So the doctor had to readjust her blood pressure medication, and so that would even out, and she was fine after that. And now she's been feeling really good. So this is what I deal with every 2 weeks. And not to mention when I go walking, am I going to find her on the floor? I'm worried about her when she takes a shower. She's going to be in the bathtub. I don't want to find her on the floor. She's worried about it too because I don't want to hurt her head or fall down and that sort of thing. And we don't have a handicap apartment, but maybe at some point I might have to leave the apartment, go to that type of apartment. But, I'm just, like I said, I'm just taking one day at a time with her. I mean, I wish she wanted to get in front of the camera, but she don't feel comfortable with that. That's why if you're doing a YouTube channel and you have a spouse that's helping you with that, kudos to you, because I she's never wanted to get in front of the camera with me. I used to be camera shy when I was a kid growing up, believe it or not. And I never want. Sadly, I only had like 35 photographs of me when I was a kid growing up. And how I know that is because when I started getting involved with photography and scanning and digitizing, I digitized all the family photographs and video that we had, and I reorganized them and touched all up, and I only found 35 photographs of me as a kid growing up. And geez, I would have liked to see more of me growing up, and but I was always camera shy. I didn't want my camera picture taken or anything like that. I played Little League when I was around 12, maybe like most young boys did. And there was some photographs taken of me, and I don't have those photographs. I'd love to be able to have them, and I still remember the team name was called Ranchers, and I had a number 11 on it. And, I played 1 or 2 years, and I can remember one time we were playing baseball when I was a young lad, and the other team was short a catcher, so they had me go over there and be a catcher that day. And yeah, it was, it was all right, kid. I was a kid growing up. I lived with 3 sisters there, so I did all the girly stuff with the sisters. And I'm the second oldest. I got an older sister and then 2 younger sisters, and one lives in South Carolina, and the older sister lives up in the Boston area. And she was her birthday yesterday. It was her the big 7-0. Called her up, wished her happy birthday. She's in Portugal. Her son, my nephew, paid her away to go see the Lady of Fatima. Much to you, if you're Catholic, you're probably familiar with that story about the 3 young children, and up in Spain. And he paid for the trip for her to go down and see that. And they called her up yesterday afternoon. She was crying. She was happy, and they were in the middle of the vigil and prayer and all that stuff there. And so she's coming back this week, and so what a nice kid, do that to his mom. And so she's down there with him for a few days, and she's really enjoying it. And wish her a safe return trip home. And I'll probably call her up again at the end of the week, and that sort of thing. The only place Donna and I ever traveled there, we traveled to Canada when my mom had a house up in Canada, and then South Carolina. My sister lives in South Carolina, my other sister. But Donna and I never really went for traveling there. I mean, I'm okay with it, but I just, if Donna was a little more healthier there and I didn't have the cat there, I'd probably be okay with traveling. But I don't really know. But anyways, I'm just gonna relax the rest of the day. I'm gonna get some more videos up on that channel. Hopefully that'll reset itself so that I can actually customizing it a little more. And if it doesn't, I'll just get rid of that altogether and create a whole new channel with that channel name. But I like the new name, Low Carb Recipes with Ron. And after we leave here, I'm going down to the local market basket, and I got to pick up some fruits because I want to make some recipes with the Ninja. And I saw one video where the guy bought some coffee, like at Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts here, you could buy coffee already made in the grocery store, and like it's like coffee milk or something like that. I know what I'm looking for, like iced coffee rather. And I'm gonna take that, but to buy one of those containers, and I'll put it in the ice cream Ninja, and I saw some recipes and how this guy did his. So, and I wanted to kind of like duplicate it and see if I could come up with the same texture. And all these ice cream videos that he did, all those videos, the calorie count was all under 100. So, it's good that I bought that device so I could start making some of those. And when I bought the ice cream Ninja, it came with 2, but it also gave me 4 extra ice cream container things. So I get 6. So I could freeze up to 6 of them and then put them in the freezer, and then and when I'm ready for them, I'll take them out, and then I'll make my ice cream, and I'll film out the entire process. But I hope you're going to be really enjoying those series of videos when I'm doing that. And ice cream is good. It doesn't necessarily have to be in the summertime. We'll make some sherbets, they call it. We'll make some fraps, because you can make fraps with that too as well, in addition to the ice cream. But I want to make everything all low carb. And again, that's not necessarily keto, because if I'm doing the banana one, bananas aren't keto. That's the other thing. Bananas, if you're doing true keto, 1 banana is like 50 carbs a grams. I mean, that's a lot, and you're supposed to eat 20 grams a day. So, and even if you have an account where you can go to 50 grams a day, and if you eat banana's not going to fill you up and hold you for the entire day, So that's why the ketogenic lifestyle was great, but I want to switch off to low carb. And like you guys say, maybe I'll do a little bit of carnivore in between. I have done carnivore in the past, but I couldn't sustain it because there wasn't enough money to get the meats that I need to go to that type of system. And then my wife doesn't want to eat meat all the time, and then I got to make two separate meals for her and her mine. These are some of the challenges that I'm having with all this. So hopefully we're gonna get through all that, and we'll be fine going forward. But I'm having a good week. I'm having a good day. I'm down a significant amount of weight since I started my weight loss journey, and I'm very proud of myself. I can't thank you guys and gals enough for staying with me. And because when I went back to some of my older videos, I goes, boy, were they really crappy, Somebody that's how I learned, as I went along. But anyways, I guess enough said of all that. I don't think there's anything else in the chat that nobody's answering me questions or got anything for me to answer. But thank you for coming along today, and we'll talk to you in the next video. And I'll be posting on, a little shorter update later on in the week, midweek update. But you guys have an amazing day and an amazing week. Be watching for the next one. And don't forget to like, share this, and subscribe to the channel. Love you guys.